Sidney. Video opens with gentle piano music and a shot of a senior person cautiously stepping onto a bus, followed by a slight stumble. Edu Sego 015. Hook and context. Friend, let's talk honestly. Aging. It has its surprises, doesn't it? One of the biggest fears after 60 is losing our independence. The freedom to go where we want, when we want. And nothing steals that faster than a fall. It can happen in a flash. One wrong step, and suddenly, everything changes. Today we're talking about those tricky moments, those sudden changes that can catch us off guard. It's about protecting ourselves, keeping our balance, and staying strong. 015045. The fear of falling. Picture this. You're finally ready to see the grandkids. That bus is your ticket. You're thinking about the joy, the laughter, but a tiny wobble, a moment of imbalance, and suddenly your trip to joy becomes a trip to the ER. It's a scary thought, I know. It's natural to worry. We all do. The fear of falling is very real. It can be a constant worry, changing how we do things, how we feel. This isn't about scaring you. It's about empowering you, about taking control. Whoop 45-145. Change. 1. Dizziness and medication. The first sneaky change. It's often related to what you're already taking to stay well. I'm talking about your medication. Many medicines can cause dizziness, especially if you take a few. Some blood pressure pills, for instance, can make you feel lightheaded when you stand up too quickly. It's a sudden dip in pressure. Or perhaps you have a cold, and the remedies are affecting you. Maybe it's a combination of meds. This is where things get tricky, because it can come on without any warning. You feel fine then? Whoosh. A moment of instability. The doctor might not always catch it, or maybe they missed to give the correct info. Japinta 45-245. Concrete. Example. The bathroom. Think of it. You wake up at 3 a.m. You have a little urgency. You get out of bed, and the bathroom door is dark. You reach, stumble, and you're on the floor. It happens in moments. Your medication might play a role in this scenario. Then later, there are the effects of the medicines, the fog in your head, the side effects affecting your balance and vision. It is happening already, without you knowing. This is why paying attention right now is so important. Tuntu 45-345. Change. 2. Weakening eyesight. Now let's look at another sneaky change, your eyesight. It diminishes slowly. It might be hard to notice the changes until it is too late. Poor vision increases the risk of falls drastically. And what makes things worse? Glare? Maybe a shiny floor catches the sunlight, or the bright headlights of a car. Suddenly it's hard to judge distances, to see the edge of the curb or the stairs. This, combined with any medication side effects, is a recipe for trouble. 3:45 Osebi. Bridge to Part 2. This is just the beginning. In the next part, we'll dive into practical steps you can take right now to protect yourself from these sudden changes. We'll cover an even more critical habit that can make all the difference. So please, stick around. We'll be there. And together, we can protect our well-being. All right, friend. Welcome back. We were talking about those little things, the sneaky changes that can really trip us up. Things that often don't even cross a doctor's mind after 70. Let's get real. Think about getting ready for the day. You're making your morning coffee, right? Maybe you're reaching for a mug in that high cupboard. Bam. A little dizziness, a wobble, nothing major. You catch yourself. But it's a warning sign. That first change? It's often in our inner ear. Tiny crystals in there help us with balance. Over time, these crystals, they can shift. It's called BPPV, benign paroxysmal positional vertigo. Sounds complicated, right? Basically, it means sudden dizziness when you move your head, rolling over in bed, bending down to pick up a drop remote, even turning to look at your grandchild calling from the next room. Now imagine this. You are on the bus. You stand up to get off. The bus stops. Whoosh. That sudden jolt, if your inner ear is already a little off, that jolt is magnified. Your balance gets thrown out. Doctors sometimes miss this because it doesn't always show up in standard tests. But the good news? It can be addressed. There are exercises, simple movements you can learn that can help reposition those tiny crystals. They work wonders. We'll talk about those exercises in part 3. But the second sneaky change, it's even less obvious, and it's something that often builds silently. Picture this. You're at the market. You stroll along the aisles, maybe chatting with a friend. Then you reach for that can of peaches. Suddenly, your grip isn't quite as strong. Your feet feel a little unstable. This second one, my friend, it's about muscle strength. Specifically, the loss of muscle mass, or what doctors call sarcopenia. It creeps in slowly, especially in our legs. It affects how we walk, how we stand up from a chair, and yes, how we react to sudden movements, like a bus stopping. We feel the effects of that as well. We don't realize that in our 70s, it's really important to keep our muscles strong. Strong muscles give us balance and our stability. The good news, it's never too late to start working on this. We can slow that loss. So, inner ear and muscle strength. 2 changes, 2 important things to be aware of. We'll get more into how to address both of these in part 3. But before that, there's one really powerful habit you can start today that addresses both of these, and something even more important. A habit that's helped me stay on my feet for years, and it's not what you think. See you in the next part. Okay, let's craft part 3 of the video script. Scene start. Visual. A slightly shaky shot of someone. Getting off a bus. The person looks a little unsteady, using the handrail. Focus on their face. A mix of relief and a flicker of worry. You've likely seen it, haven't you? Someone losing their balance. On the bus, stepping off the curb. It's a scary sight. And that's what we want to avoid. Visual. Cut to a close-up of a hand reaching out to steady itself on a countertop in a kitchen. The kitchen is neat, but the person's hand is trembling slightly. Remember, your body changes. It's not your fault. It's just part of getting older. But there are things you can do to keep yourself steady. We've already talked about what you can do at home, right? Making your place safe. Visual. Quick montage. A well-lit bathroom with grab bars. A kitchen with a clear path. A living room with a comfortable chair and good lighting. Now let's talk about the world outside. The bus, the shops, everyday life. Visual. Transition to an elderly woman walking down a street with a walker. She's moving slowly, deliberately. The first change? Your vision. It's a sneaky one, not just needing glasses, but depth perception. That quick judgment of how far away something is, it changes. Visual. Cut to a scene showing a blurred image of traffic, focusing on the difficulty of crossing the street. Then the same image clarifies. The curb that seemed easy a year ago, suddenly it's a surprise. The bus step, it's not where you thought it was. Always take a moment. Pause. Look. Make sure you know what's in front of you. That's why good lighting matters, at home and outside. Visual. Cut back to the bus. Focus on the handrail, then a close-up of a foot stepping down. Show it slowly, deliberately. The second change, muscle strength. It naturally declines. You're not expected to be as strong as when you were young, and that is okay. But you can build it, even a little bit. Visual. A very gentle exercise routine being demonstrated. Slow, deliberate arm raises with small weights. Balance exercises, holding onto a chair. Simple exercises, maybe just a few minutes a day, will make all the difference. Walking, swimming, even just standing on one leg for a few seconds. These strengthen those muscles that are so important for balance. Visual. Transition to a shot of a doctor's office. The doctor is smiling and nodding reassuringly. Doctors sometimes focus on the big things. Medications, cholesterol. They can easily miss these subtle shifts. But you don't have to. You know your own body best. Pay attention to how you feel. Visual. Cut to a thoughtful scene. The person from the beginning is now sitting comfortably at home, enjoying a cup of tea with a serene expression. We're going to keep talking about these little steps and how you can take them safely. Visual. Fade out with the same peaceful scene. But there's one more habit, one really important piece of advice that you need to know. Don't Worry, we'll cover it soon. It's about being prepared. Okay, let's craft part 4 of the script. Scene. Close up on a pair of hands, carefully threading a needle. Soft, instrumental music in the background. My friends, we've talked about the importance of those small but significant changes, the ones that can trip us up, literally. Remembering them can make a big difference. Scene. A senior lady cautiously steps off a bus using a cane. She steadies herself, looking slightly apprehensive. Now, before we move on, there's one more thing that's so easy to overlook, especially when we're bustling about. This is something many doctors, even good ones, might not bring up during a quick checkup. Scene. Quick cuts. A bustling street scene. A shopping bag overflowing with groceries. A grandchild tugging at a sleeve. It relates to our medication. Did you know that the side effects of some of our medicines can impact our balance in subtle ways? It might be drowsiness, dizziness, or even a slight slowing of reaction time. It's not always obvious. Scene. A close-up of a medicine cabinet with various pill bottles. Think about this. If you take a medication in the morning and then go out, you'll be functioning with it in your system. This can change how you feel on the bus or while walking. Even if you feel fine, your body may be a little slower. Scene. An older gentleman carefully pours a glass of water, his hand slightly trembling. He takes a slow sip, focusing intently. Check your medication labels. Read the warnings. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about side effects that could affect your balance or cause dizziness. Don't be shy about it. Scene. The lady from the bus scene, now inside her home, thoughtfully sips tea while reviewing a list on her tablet. Ask questions. Can this medication interact with other medications you take? Could it make you more prone to falls? This is your health, and you are in charge. Scene. The same lady now, taking a gentle walk in the park with a friend, both using walking sticks. Remember, knowledge is power. Information is our best defense. Being aware of our medicine side effects and taking precautions can help us keep our balance and mobility. This ensures we can keep up with the people we love. Scene. The lady from the beginning, threading the needle with more confidence. And with this new information, you can be better prepared to meet the day. This is how we age gracefully and protect our independence. Scene. Fade to black. Instrumental music softens. But my friend, there's one more crucial area we haven't quite covered yet. A final piece of advice that you will find invaluable to help you continue. And this will be something you will want to listen to very, very closely.